my beautiful darling friend, and welcome to already the last day of 13 days of Halloween. I don't know how, but the time went by so quickly. It's crazy. I had such an amazing time. I wanted to do way more than I actually did, which is almost always the case with me. But I still had so much fun, and I want to thank you all for being there with me. I already can't wait for next year. So as you could have seen, I just updated my reading journal. This is now the final page, and I also put Mary since it is a horror book and I only want to read horror for the horror bingo. I added Mary to out of my comfort zone because it was out of my I mean, every horror book is out of my comfort zone, but this one was especially out of my comfort zone. So that is one of the bingo board, and I added a tiny little sticker to the bingo board so I can remember which ones I already did. And it looks like a tiny eye, so I really like it. One thing I really liked about these 13 days of Halloween is that I started this reading journal because I wanted to start a reading journal for the longest of times, and I never did it because I was too afraid that I would mess something up. And now I'm just being kind to myself, and it's okay to mess up, and not every page is perfect, but I do really like making them, and I already really like looking back at them. So, I need to update one more page. The 13 Days of Halloween page. I put way too much space for more books, but it's okay. Okay. Whoop. I finished that page as well. I mean, that may be the ugliest page, but it's okay. I just really like doing it, and I'm definitely going to continue doing this. By the way, I did my makeup and I did these two braids. I don't know if I like it, but I thought for the last video I should put in some effort in how I look. I also know that the shade of my foundation doesn't match anymore since it's fall and not summer, and I don't get very tanned, but it does make a difference. I should really buy another shade of foundation, but this is all I had, so I'm sorry. Anyway, I wanted to do a quick recap of all the books I've read. I read I read 6 books in total. I had 2 3 stars, 3 4 stars, and 1 5 star. I'm really happy that I got a 5 star in there, and there were a couple that were close. Oh no! I was wrong. Oh my god, that's so funny. I have 2 3 stars, 2 4 stars, and 2 5 stars. Isn't that hilarious? Let's start with the first book I read. That was The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I gave this one 5 stars. I absolutely love this one, and I already want to reread it. I had just such an amazing time with this book. It was so creepy and eerie and fun and weird, and I just really love Leigh Bardugo, her writing style, so this just made it perfect. Then I read Pumpkin Heads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks. This was a graphic novel which was so incredibly cute. I don't know if there are any more volumes, but I really liked this one. I only remember there being one thing that kind of triggered me, but it is something kids say, so I'm just like, okay, but it did trigger me a little bit. It was a little boy who said, hadn't you have enough marshmallows already, implying that she's fat, which, I don't know, when you're reading such a cute and fun graphic novel, you're not expecting that, but I still liked it anyway. It was so much fun. I gave this one 4 stars. Then I read Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, and yeah, this was for me quite a letdown. If I should rate this only on how I enjoyed it, I would have given it 2 stars, but it isn't a bad book. It isn't bad written. It is just not for me, at least. Yeah, it's just not for me, and the main reason was that in the beginning the traumatic stuff happens, and then for most of the book it's just about 2 people dealing with trauma, which is totally fine, but I just, in dark romance, like it to be something that starts off normal and ends with a big ending, and that was just not this. Which is totally fine. I totally get why people love this book, but it just wasn't for me. So I gave it 3 stars because I don't think it's a bad book. So I'm not going to give it 2 stars. Then I read, oh my god, my precious, my jewel. Oh my god, this book. This is The House Witch by Delamach. I really hope you pronounce it that way. But this book is my new life. I love this book so much. This book really felt like I already said in my vlog. It felt like watching one of your favorite comfort shows and just one entire season. So it is really long. You can't read it really fast. But it is just so much fun. It is so entertaining. It is in a castle. It has witchy stuff. It has a guy who stands up for people who are afraid to stand up for themselves. It's one who sets boundaries. It's just, I love this book so much. And that I found out that there are more, that this is only the first book of 4. I'm obsessed. I'm literally obsessed. Like, this book has my heart. Also, it took me almost a week, I think, to finish this book. So I just savored every moment of this book. Okay, then we go to Mary by Ned Cassidy. I gave this book 4 stars. And the reason why I gave it 4 stars and not 5 stars is because in the middle of this book, I got the feeling that it was about to end. Like, you know, in every book there is that moment that you're like, okay, we're now nearing the end. And I got that in the middle of this book, which made the other half of the book a little bit too long for me, because it was like, oh, we're nearing the end. Oh no, we're nearing the end. Oh, it just kept going. And even though I liked every plot twist, every turn, that just was in the back of my mind and made me not enjoy it the most. So even though I still really like this book, I love everything about it. Well, not everything, but like I really like a lot about this book. That was why I didn't give it 5 stars, but 4 stars. But I mean, if I didn't had that feeling of like it's about to end, I probably would have given it 5 stars. So I totally get why people love this book and are obsessed with this book. And also, I don't read a lot of horror, so maybe it's also me just getting into the genre. I don't know. But with September House, I loved it immediately. So, I don't know. I think this is a well-deserved 4 star. And then we get to the last book, which is The House Witch by Sydney J. Shields. I had such high expectations for this book. And if someone would tell me exactly what this book is about, I would be like, oh my god, this is going to be my new favorite book. This is the best. It sounds literally amazing. Every plot twist, every turn, everything that happens, it's just amazing. But it's written like a YA, even though it's adult. It has a little smut in it. I was like, you can keep that out if you're going to write it like... I felt like I was spending time with teenagers, even though there weren't. It just felt like it was written... It just... yeah. And I just didn't feel such a great connection to the characters. Also, the relationships between the characters were not what I wanted. You have the main character, Marigold, who has a friendship with an older man who was in love with her grandma. I wanted that to feel like the relationship that Poppy from Blood and Ash had with, I want to say Eric. Is his name Eric? I don't know. But you know, the fatherly figure, you know? I wanted the connection between those two to be exactly like these two. And I just felt, it was like, you feel like a grandfather to me. And I was like, huh? Why? Huh? Why would he feel like a grandfather to you? And also with the love interest, I was just like, why do you love her? I just don't get it. So this was a really difficult one to rate. I gave it 3 stars just because I really do like the premise of the story. I liked everything that happened. It was an easy read. I just hope that if there's going to be a next book, I don't think there is, but I haven't looked it up. I'm definitely going to read the second one, and I hope that will be better. Because nearing the end of the book, it did got better because we got to spend more time with the characters. So I did feel a little bit more connection, and I understood the love between them, but I just wanted that connection to be at the beginning of the book and not the last few pages. So that's why I gave this 3 stars. I hope I wasn't too mean, because I still really liked the book, but there were just some things I just couldn't, I don't know. Anyway, now that we've done that, I have only one thing to say to you. Well, I have more things to say to you, but I did write the short horror story with ChatGPT. It is really short, but I think it's turned out really fun. And I mean, I would give it 5 stars, but that's only because I'm in it. Anyway, I'm going to leave that down in the comments so you can read it if you want. It's really fun. There is a killer who you have to find out. Once again, I had so much fun. Thank you so much for being here. I know I haven't been really active on my booktube for the last year, but I'm going to try to really be more active, especially since, I did 13 videos. I can do this. Also, next month is going to be so exciting because we have Bucket Listathon from Danny. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I'm also going to sprint for that on the, I don't know. It's a Saturday somewhere. So yeah. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my other videos. Bye!